Okay, everyone, we are live. Welcome to this. Welcome again to a little bit of cooking. I'm Romer here. So today, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making some chocolate cream cheese cupcakes. So what it is, this is actually something that my sister used to make back when we were teenagers. She would always bring this over to high school and share it with some of her friends. And it's something I started delving into back in my 20s, and have actually been changing the recipe a bit just so I can make it a little bit healthier. So the way that it works is this is going to involve two parts. So the first part is going to involve me making the cream cheese, make the cheese filling. Then the second part is going to be the chocolate itself. So what I'm going to be doing to make the the cream cheese, we'll do the cream cheese first because that requires fewer ingredients, is I'm just going to be using a pinch of salt and Himalayan salt. We're also going to be using 8 ounces worth of cream cheese. The one that I use is Tassiati. The most popular brand people would use would be Philadelphia cream cheese, but that stuff actually has lactic acid inside, and I want to make sure that the food that I make is as organic and healthy as possible. So I'm going to be using this one, which is all natural, no preservatives whatsoever. And then I'm going to be using one egg. And then what I already have in the bowl is about a third of a cup of sugar. And this sugar that I'm using is what's known as sugar cane, which is the healthiest form of sugar that you could ever eat. So we're going to get started on that right now. So with the sugar inside, it's going to put the egg in. So take the egg away. And then we're going to put in, sprinkle some salt like this. Good. And then we're going to put in cream cheese. Now, ideally, when you put in cream cheese, you want to make sure that the cheese is melted out, because when it's melted out, then it makes it easier to whisk. But in this case, I don't have a whisk, so I'm going to have to use a fork. Yep, gotta learn how to improvise. This, of it. This is our cream cheese, a little bit liquidy, which is good because that'll make it a lot easier to mix in. Going to get another spoon here and pour it all inside, like so. Come on, come on. There we go. Voila. Being naughty again. I don't like that. Come on, stop. Not in a good mood today. I want to make sure that this is done as seriously as possible. When I said this was, I mentioned in my Discord that this wasn't going to be a serious stream because a lot of crappy things are going on in my life. A lot of arguments going on with my dad regarding business matters, and a lot of miscommunication going on. And I feel like it's going to be a massive hurdle to get through in the upcoming weeks, let alone months and years. And then we're going to put the rest in. So we'll put about a half of this actually. For 8 ounces, which is about 228 grams. Go. There we have it. This is what it should all look like, and then we just mash accordingly. Get that. Of course, ideal way to mash it is to make sure that it's all flattened and soft. So if you feel like it's still a little bit chunky, you could always press it with either a fork or a spoon, and then mash accordingly. We want to keep mixing it until the consistency is the same throughout. We don't want to see any chunks. We want to make sure it's as smooth as possible, as creamy as possible. Now here it's actually the mixture itself is a little bit yellow because the reason why it's yellow is because we're using an orange yolk. If we were back in North America, the yolk would be yellower, and the mixture would be a lot more whitish. But here, since it's orange, you'll expect it to be a little bit more darker hue. It actually looks kind of similar, like when you mix peanut butter in this. So we're just going to keep mixing this like so. The ideal way to mix this, of course, is to use a blender. But since we don't have a blender, we're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. Keep mixing like so. You can smell it. You could already smell the you already smell like the creaminess behind it. What you want. Just like that. Almost done. We'll need to keep mixing it a little bit more. And once that's done, because prep should take about 30 minutes alone. And then once that prep is done, then we move on to the chocolate, which will be a little bit more exhausting, but still good. Whenever I make sweets, as I said before, I want to keep it organic. I want to keep it healthy because many people the way that they make the sweets is that they put too many preservatives inside, too many artificial sweeteners, and a lot of soda and powder, which has a lot of preservatives and ruins the texture. What I just found out today is that baking powder, which is commonly used in cakes and bread to preserve the flavor and to use it as a raising agent, contains aluminum, which is not good because aluminum can predispose to Alzheimer's. So I am not going to be using any baking powder when I'm making this at all. Okay, so that's taken care of. Now we move on to the next part, which is the chocolate. So, got the chocolate. Just going to move the camera a little bit like this. There we go. Very good. We have the flour inside already. Now we're just going to mix the sugar. And then we're also going to put in a few other things as well, which is the olive oil, which we have here. This is about half a cup. We're also going to put in vinegar, and we're also going to put in some vanilla extract. Of course, we want to make sure that we're putting in the right ingredients, because mix it all the wrong way, and disaster can usually surmise. And we don't want that, especially in times like this. Well, and look what we have here. Now there's two of me, and now there's one of me. Okay, because two roamers can be a little bit too much for people to handle. All right, so as I was saying before, sorry for that. So what we have here is the flour and the sugar, and then we're also going to add in the salt. We add about half a teaspoon's worth of it. Good. And then we also add in the cocoa powder right here. We got about a quarter teaspoon's worth. Just like that. And then we're going to take another spoon. Actually, this time we're going to need to use a bigger spoon. Here. We're going to mix that all up like that. Sure, nice and all mixed up like that. Just like that, we got a nice, beautiful mixture right here. Hey, Hen. I hope you're doing well. I just finished making the cream cheese filling, so that's what I'm going to be putting on top of the cupcakes that I'm going to be making. Well, it's actually not going to be a cupcake, but I'm going to be making them in the form of a loaf cake. So you'll be happy to know that I'm not going to be my usual self. So there you go. So we got that going on, and then yeah, I'm not okay, but that's why I'm making this stream right now, so I can try and snap myself out of it. So I'm just adding the olive oil right now. And then I'm going to mix in a tablespoon of vinegar. And then put in the rest of the olive oil. Then we're going to mix in some water. I know, Hen, but I appreciate it, but you know, there's just some things that better for me to take care of on my own. And then this is the vanilla extract. Putting in a teaspoon's worth. And the vanilla extract I put in here, this is not like Oetker or Betty Crocker. This is a Nielsen Macy vanilla bean paste, which is actually a spicier version, more expensive because it doesn't have any preservatives inside. This is the pure paste. It has a really nice spicy kick to it too. The other ones, like, you know, you can taste the aspartame through it, and that's something I just don't like. Okay, so we got that, the vinegar, the salt, uh, cocoa powder, the water, flour, sugar, and that should be everything. Yep. So we're just going to mix everything else together till it becomes a nice, nice consistency. This one we're going to have to mix very, very aggressively. Normally I would add in the baking powder, but the baking powder I have has monocalcium phosphate, which is really bad because it contains aluminum, and that aluminum can predispose to Alzheimer's. So I decided to get rid of that. And yes, I know that could help raise the mixture, but I want to keep this as healthy as possible. It's just going to be pure flour. So we just gotta get around, try and try and get the sides included as well. So if everyone else is doing okay too, because everywhere I hear it's just bad news everywhere. Just tired of it. Just drama everywhere. Nobody knows how to. Is it self-raising flour? It's actually what is it? This is a brown soda. This is actually brown. This is a coarse wholemeal flour. So this is just whole wheat, and I don't believe this is self-raising. I don't believe this is whole. This is self self-raising. So oh well, that's fine by me. I mean, this will be my first time making without sodium bicarbonate, so this one has to be good then. Without the, I don't want anything that'll be bad for my stomach or my brain. Still a little bit chunky, so I'm gonna have to mixing it. A little bit at the bottom, so I'll keep going. It'll be more biscuit than cake, but it'll still be tasty. That's fine by me. Like I would prefer it if it was like a biscuit, because that way actually it would be more fluffier like this because I don't want it to be too rich. Otherwise, it's not going to be like going to be really difficult to eat the whole thing. I'm actually going to be putting it in a loaf, and then I'm going to be putting the rest in, and then I'm going to be arranging the cream cheese as needed. Oh, yep, there's still a little bit on the side. You can use the whisked egg whites to make the batter more airy. Uh, I could, but I don't have a whisk right now. Well, actually, the egg I'm already using for the cream cheese, so it's already got to be more airy. Like once I put in the cream cheese filling inside of the chocolate mixture after I put it inside the tray. Yeah, I think this is going to be a little bit chunkier, but that's fine. Won't be too bad. I think the texture looks fine. I think the texture looks fine in this case. A little bit chunky, kind of looks like Kind of looks uh, like minced meat, but whatever. To each their own. It's nice and well mixed, and I'm just going to put the I'll put the batter inside the tray now. I'll be putting in one of these. And then I'm going to put it all inside. Actually, no. You know what? First, I'm going to test this first. I'm not going to be doing not going to be using a big tray. I'm going to be using a small little cake tray. Go, and now we'll just slowly pour it in. And we're going to fill up the tray to about maybe the halfway point in case it does raise itself again. The baking sheet I'm going to be using is one of those paper baking sheets. I refuse to use any tin foil on this because if I use a tin foil one, the aluminium is going to infect the biscuit, and I don't. Sorry, the it's going to affect the loaf, and I don't want that to happen. Oh, yeah, you know what? I could just put the whole thing in here. Why not? I'll just put the whole thing. Tinfoil will tick anyway. Oh yeah, of course, absolutely. Either way, like, might as well just stick with something that's not going to ruin the whole texture. Yeah, tinfoil will stick anyway. Well, there is non-stick tinfoil, but I digress. All right, should do it. And now I'm going to put in the cream cheese. The key thing, of course, with making the loaf is to make sure that the that the foil is perfectly aligned with the tray, because if it gets crumply, then it'll ruin the texture. So I'm going to put it in, and we're going to put in a nice little message. I honestly thought that it wouldn't be enough, but oh well. got to make sure that we don't put too much in. Okay. Oh, great. I was gonna say hello, but I might as well just put a. Yeah, doing it with a spoon is definitely not the easiest thing. Just do it Oh, okay, perfect. Like that. And there we have it. Hey, how you doing? That's always a good introduction. I hope let's hope it turns out this way. So now after all this, I still have a little bit of leftover sauce, so that I'm gonna save for later, or I'm just gonna eat it all now. Maybe not. It's too much sugar. Oh well, I'll probably have to save it for my next batch that I plan to make. Hmm. Well, better cute than pervy, so oh well. All right, so now I'm just gonna put the oven in for about 200 degrees, and then we're going to bake this for about 20 minutes. 20 minutes minimum. Sometimes it can vary between 20 to 25, depending on what kind of oven you're using. But just to be safe, I'll do it for 20, and then if it's still not looking good, then I'll put it at 25. So I'll uh, I'll post a picture of what it looks like towards the end. Is the oven preheated, ready for it to bake? No, not yet. I'm about to heat it right now. So I'm gonna heat it right now, and then I'm going to put it in the oven. It heats pretty quickly, so you know what? I'm just gonna stick it in the oven right now. So hope you guys enjoyed this, and my cake says hey. So see you all hopefully when if it works out well with the loaf cake. Take care.